Oh, it's funny. You finna walk away. Oh, you finna walk away. You ain't got nothing to say now. Like it's not. You ain't got nothing to say. Stop doing this. Stop walking. Stop playing. Stop trying me. Stop doing this goofy stuff. I'm pregnant. I'm finna forget you.
All right, CO, start the show.
What up, what up? It's the CEO Show Podcast. I am your host, CO. How y'all doing?
I'm doing
Beautiful people.
I'm doing good.
I'm doing.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Ooh, it's a little bit of stress today.
Just a little bit.
God gonna get us through.
Amen.
It is what it is. Gigi, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing
How was
good.
your weekend?
I had a good weekend, actually. And this week in particular was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about last week, I was able to talk on air, and it's been like blessings after blessings after blessings, events after events after events. Then I got booked to interview some people. Then I got God is working. I got booked to do a wedding for a high profile couple. So God is just working. And that's all I'm gonna say.
So you hosting the
hosting the reception, y'all.
That's awesome, man.
Ain't nothing but God right there.
Ain't nothing but
Right
God.
there.
Ain't nothing but my headphones, and they off. So we gonna keep it going.
But Julio can't hear shit.
Here you go. Here you go.
But anyway,
Crazy.
Julio,
How was your weekend?
Nowhere as near as fucking profitable as yours. That's for damn sure.
It was costly, not profitable.
Pretty
Costly.
much, yeah.
Woo.
But nah, I chilled out. I had a 3-day weekend because of training last week, so I got a 3-day weekend.
Well, that's cool.
Pretty awesome.
See ya.
Yes, sir.
My weekend was great, man. I traveled. I'm back, and it's crazy because did y'all see the verses last Thursday?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Dipset.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Dipset.
Got murdered.
Dipset. It's okay. I'm still a honey dip.
We got to get into that immediately.
Murdered.
They did.
So,
get
Gigi,
slaughtered.
how old were you when Dipset was outside doing that
Ooh,
thing?
ain't no telling. Maybe like 12, 13, 14, like around there. High school days for
Okay.
sure. High
Julio,
school for
you?
sure.
I was in my 20s.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2000s. Yeah, in my 20s.
I
So
in
was you.
No, I was in my late teens.
See?
I was actually, I want to say 18, 19 at that time.
You were 2 years younger than me, sir.
That's fine. I'm just telling you. I said, how old were you? And I'm telling you, I was in my late teens at
What
that
year
time.
did Dipset drop?
Huh?
2003, right?
That would have made me
It was
20.
kind of like
That would have made me
2003
23.
to about
50 Cent was out in 03.
Yeah.
And they
So maybe
were
that was
prominent in
2012.
04.
So that would make me 24.
Yeah, I was 14.
Hold up. Was I in my late teens?
Yes, you were
What was I
in your
at?
20s.
Let me think about this. Where was I at when Dipset was out? That would tell me. Maybe I was 21, 22, man. Either way, they were a big movement
They
back then.
were.
They were. I
Um,
thought they would win based on the commercial, what appeared to be more commercial success
Yes.
than the Locks, but the Locks the verses is good for showing you hits that you forgot were there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot all the Rough Rider shit they had did. I only thought about the Bad Boy shit and the shit
Right.
on their own. I forgot about the Rough Rider shit.
Yes, because they definitely was with Rough Riders.
I think my take on it is you could tell that they've been together, like performing together.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can tell that they've been moving as a unit. And Dipset looked more like they hadn't seen each other in a while.
It's been
and
a
that's
minute.
like the main members.
Yes.
Joel's looked like he's been off doing his own thing with his friends.
Jewels.
Cam's been down in Florida doing his own
You know
thing.
it. That's my baby right there.
And then Jim has been Jim. He's been in New York, keeping
Jimmy.
it super Harlem, super New York. He always stays in tune with the young talent.
Yeah, he do.
And he's probably my favorite rapper out of all of them at this point. And I will always like Cam, but
Cam.
Jim's done the best job of like moving
Evolving.
it with the culture and
Yeah.
evolving and staying current and just doing it in his own way. He
Yeah.
always puts out music. He's always been innovative. Even if he learned how to rap last, he still does a good job at it. I will give him that. But they don't look like they move as a unit. They don't look like they're in shape. And part of being a singer and a rapper, you have to have voice control.
Yes.
You have to be in shape. And when you're not, you can pretty much tell.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. It almost, I listened to the crowd when they were coming out. And the crowd, clearly they were in, what were they in?
The Garden.
Madison Square
Madison
Yeah,
Square
the
Garden,
Garden.
which was in, was it Queens?
Shit.
You
No,
had a
Manhattan.
whole lot
Manhattan.
of-
I'm sorry.
woo.
It's in Manhattan.
GPS.
But it's closer to Harlem than it is Yonkers, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were the hometown favorites when they came out. They had the biggest fan. They had the most fans in the crowd. and it just looked like the Locks was focused.
Yeah.
Well,
And they also practice.
Here goes a fun tidbit.
Dipset
I didn't know until listening to Fat Joe. He came on his live. He usually does Fridays. He came on like the day after.
Okay.
And Cam was walking out of the building for whatever reasons. He didn't say why. Cam hadn't released why.
He was
Joe
leaving.
did. Joe don't know why.
Okay.
He just know that Cam was walking out of the building. And then they announced Dipset, and for whatever reasons, he turned around and came back in, which was crazy. Like
Even their intro show that they haven't seen each other
In a minute.
It's like the Locks were announced. They were standing there ready when they were announced in unison. And Dipset was announced, and they were nowhere to be found.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was like
Cam thing.
they even had to say, "Bring them niggas out."
Wow.
And I'm just like, bro, what? I don't really know how, like, a movement that they had was probably the biggest movement of all time. Mm-hmm. It was a non-social media movement.
It sure was.
Which tells me, as impactful as it was with no social media, it probably would have been the biggest movement ever had there been social media. Like, you wanted, like, there was somebody in there you wanted to be at that time if you were younger. You had the bandana to the side, the big pants, Tim's.
Men wore pink,
big
and it was
jerseys.
cool. It was fly.
Would somebody tell Jules Santana it's fucking 2021 because he came out like it was 2006?
Why you
Leave
say
him
that?
alone. I'm just glad he got his teeth back. Leave that man alone.
He looked like a whole crackhead. in
Let
some
alone.
pictures.
Let alone.
But he came out with the jacket that you would have on in 2006. Like he looked like 2006.
He
Whereas
did.
Cam and Jim,
They look
both,
2021.
Yeah, 2021. And the whole Dipset definitely looked 20.
But
I mean,
you gotta
Locks
think,
looked
they
2021.
individuals, man. They not no group. Like, you feel me? So they are individual artists that was a crew.
Well, I will say, Joel's did have on a Louis jacket. He had on this Louis thing that they said Virgil
Do-rag.
made for him. Joel's has always been the guy that goes outside of what's normal.
Yes.
And kind of made it cool. I just don't think he can make that cool. Is all I'm saying.
Layering is out, baby.
But he's always been the innovator, and just them as a unit. Like you said, Cam wore pink. He wore pink first.
Killer
You know
Cam.
who's the new Cam?
Who you think?
Safari. All bullshit aside,
With way less talent.
I'm not
He's
talking
talking
about
about the
Y'all
wardrobe.
talking about music. I'm not
The
talking about
wardrobe.
music. I'm talking about wardrobe
Okay.
and how like Safari came to Atlanta with a
wardrobe.
red mink on in Atlanta. It wasn't even cold outside. I was like, what the fuck?
And he doesn't have the charisma Cam has. Cam has natural
he
charisma.
got
that
Safari
player
tries
feel.
way.
Cam had
Safari
natural
tries.
charisma.
Yeah.
Cam is not the same Cam anymore. Like I don't know if Florida. You know, being in Florida is beautiful weather.
Yeah.
You ain't. There's no hustle and bustle about Florida. Florida,
Not
it's
the
So
same.
you
Miami.
trying to say my baby done got soft? You trying to say Killer Cam done got a little
Nah,
soft?
Hey, man.
his environment
What you trying to say?
changed. His environment changed.
I mean, yeah, that's
being
what
in New
happened.
York,
Jay-Z
you
done
see,
changed.
you see the hustle and bustle being in New York. Like you moving around, moving and shaking, making things happen. He looked like he'd been retired for like 15 years and just showed up. And him saying that, hey, he was trying to leave or about to leave. We don't know what he was leaving for, so we
Okay.
can speculate because we don't know. It's
Yeah.
all good.
You
But him even looking like he wanted to leave, I'm like, that should tell you something. Like,
Yeah.
the Locks were underdogs. They've always been underdogs. And that night, they felt like how you should feel. We may be the underdogs, but we the champs.
Yeah.
You should feel like you the champ.
Yeah.
Even if everybody else don't
Is
think
against
so
you.
and think they're gonna win, we the champs. So it was
And
a good-
also, they are rappers. Like, real. They do
Yeah.
this. Not saying Dipset is
So,
rappers, but
somebody
they do this
explain
shit.
what the fuck was Freaky Zeke's part in there?
Oh,
He's
Lord,
he's
and
the,
cut.
Bruh.
And
He might as well have been the dude from the Saint Lunatics with the mask, except for he had a fucking mic. Like,
But
that shit
that's
looks
always
stupid.
been Freaky's thing. He's the mascot. Freaky put out an album though. All
is.
bullshit
Are
aside.
you serious?
And they played ne'er hit from that bitch
Oh
because
my
he ain't got
God.
nothing. The only way
He don't
that
have
bitch hit
a-
you if
well-
I drop it off a building.
he was on all the intros, though. I
Yeah.
got to give it to my nigga Freaky Zeke.
I
like,
bought
all the
Freak's
intros.
album back in the day. It's called Seven something Dip. Seven.
You had me Google that
something
shit.
Dip. I can't remember.
I'm
what
a
it is.
YouTube
It was
that
it was a
shit.
dope album,
He used that
but
shit to bounce the table. Now.
I'm a real hip hop head, so I was really, really, really into that movement. I bought Locks albums back in the day.
Okay.
When they played Wild Out, I lost my mind.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lord.
And that was really a Jada versus Dipset.
yeah.
Because Jada is like people don't know. I saw Jada back in 01
Okay.
on a college campus Jada at that time he was doing this whole solo thing, and he
Okay.
was doing shows on college campuses, and he rocked that bitch like he rocked that show on TV, like
Wow.
probably even better at that time.
Damn.
So people don't know, like he's
Full package.
he's very, very dope, and he got the music. And you can even if you have 2 little lines on a song, you can play that song.
Yeah.
You're a
for
part
sure.
of that song. Even
Yeah.
if you wrote it, you can play that song.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed up. I don't know why Jewel said y'all don't have women records.
Oh my
my
God, they
God.
ripped off like 8 of them shits
my God.
back to back to back. I was like, damn, I forgot about that,
I
that,
forgot
that,
about
and that.
all of
I was
that.
like, wow, why would you do
And
that?
I think
to
people
yourself?
done watched this verses like 2-3 times even afterwards. Like this might be
I
one of
did.
them verses I didn't see
Yeah.
people like look up and watch again.
I'm
Again. So
like,
very
dude,
entertaining.
Jada is part of a classic album. It's called Usher, my nigga. What the
Yes.
fuck are you talking about?
And the crazy part was it's like they predicted what they were going to do. Okay, if they do this, we're going to do
gonna
this
do
at this
that.
part. Because when Cam dropped New York, I was like, oh, that's dope.
Ooh-wee.
And then they just waited. And then he dropped that fucking New York album that he
Oh, my
had.
goodness.
And they lost their mind.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
The only thing that could have made that shit better is if he would have brought Fat Joe on that motherfucking stage.
And Fab Joe was in the damn crowd.
was in the
All you
crowd.
had to do was say,
Bro,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that could have made that particular moment of the show even
just
better.
go up.
Oh
Damn.
my God.
Only thing that could have saved them is
Who,
if
Dipset?
Cam bought out Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That would have been a motherfucking game changer.
Yeah.
I don't care how many points they was ahead. That was worth 10. I'm here to tell you, for a Jay-Z fan, that would have been worth 10.
Yeah, Jigga
Hey,
Man.
you behind, but you ahead now. You bought Jay-Z out. But it was the best verses that I've seen.
By
personally.
far.
That's good.
I hadn't watched any of them from beginning to end until that one.
Okay.
I was early on. I was watching them when they were new. Like then they started going with like the older acts. I think the Nelly joint. It was hard to like watch because his Wi-Fi was fucked up.
Yes.
I was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
yeah, it was
Everyone
bad.
remembers that.
That one and Teddy Riley one with Babyface.
Oh
That
yeah,
shit
when the
was bad.
mics went out. Ooh.
Yeah, that shit was bad too.
He was lucky because Babyface ain't nothing to play with, man.
Show ain't.
Oh, no.
That's like going against Mary J. It's like that's not a good idea. It's just not. Like even Bobby Brown, like when he went against Keith Sweat,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that wasn't done right. Bobby is like kind of like I ain't gonna say he's Usher, but Bobby has songs that were like
Classics.
bombs. You drop them and it's over. Like Keith Sweat has great songs, but he ain't got enough.
Okay.
Bobby has enough. He was part of a group. He had a solo career. It just is what it is. But yeah, that was my favorite verses. I can't even think about my second favorite verses, but it was very, very dope, man.
Everybody doesn't need a verses, by the way.
What?
They
What you
don't.
mean?
Okay, for example, Noriega's talking about doing one with Benny Siegel. Neither one of them have 20 bangers. None of them.
That's a fact.
No. For you, they don't.
For you, they
I'm
don't.
a B, I'm a Siegel, and I'm a Nori fan. So I can find songs. They're not gonna be hits.
That's
but-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't need to
Radio.
do a verses.
Yeah.
This
But
ain't a
I
mixtape.
wasn't an only radio guy
Right.
back then. So
Right.
like I'm not one now, but I definitely wasn't an only radio guy. So there's 20 songs I could listen to of both. And then Beanie, there's some,
But
there's some
here it
things
goes.
that he can play that got Jay on them.
Yes,
like,
that's
don't get
fire.
it twisted.
But I get what you saying, Julio. I
Everybody
agree.
don't need it.
Everybody can't. That ain't
Or
gonna
maybe
be
they
worth
need to
tuning in.
redo it and say 10. I think 20 is too long. Like, nigga, give me a straight hour. Just give me an hour.
I want a show.
But if they
Give
change,
me a damn show.
if they change it to
'Cause I
10,
forget.
it's gonna throw an asterisk next to it, and niggas gonna start
Yes.
shitting on it because
Yep.
they be like, "Oh, they ain't got fucking hits, so they got to do this."
Yep. Yep.
Just
Hey,
my
man.
point of view.
Great battle.
Oh yeah, definitely classic.
Enough of that segment, man. Coming
Mommy.
up, my dog Juice Man, OJ, back in the news. We're going to talk about that
Oh
coming up.
Lord.
All right.
We are back. So they thought I was talking about OJ the Juice Man, the rapper.
Sure did. That's my dog.
Actually, yeah, that's where I thought he was going with it.
I'm like, what has he done? I love him.
I must be so old because I was only thinking about OJ.
The Juice
Don't
is
nobody
loose,
call
baby.
him that. We call him O.J. Simpson.
No, he the Juice back in the
Juice
day.
is loose.
OJ Simpson
Bronco.
reveals he avoids Los Angeles because he might be sitting next to the real killer who killed his wife. And his quote was, "I really don't know
Oh,
who
my
did
God.
this."
Oh my God, he's sitting next to the killer every time he sits still. The
He's
man
sitting
in the
next
mirror.
to him, or he's sitting in the chair with him. No, I believe
Oh
OJ.
my God.
shady.
I'm one of the people who believe OJ. If the glove don't fit,
You must acquit.
acquit.
I'm serious.
Hey, that's
Just like Tory. No, we're not going to go there.
Please don't.
No,
we
we're not
having
gonna
a
do
good.
lose our mind and tear this shit up
We
here.
having a good.
But back,
good
Gigi,
day.
how old were you when that happened? That was what was that? 92.
That was 92.
Yeah, so I
92.
was 2 years old. You know.
You
And
were?
then- but this is what happened. Y'all want to know the truth? This is what happened. So Fox did like a reenactment. Remember that? About 2-3 years.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
about 4 years ago.
the show.
They did the OJ versus the people.
Yeah,
Y'all remember that?
hell
I
yeah.
watched the whole
Oh, you
thing.
did?
Oh, yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Oh, I was locked in. I
That
was
little
like, oh my God,
miniseries?
this happened. This happened. Yes, because
Yeah.
you got to think I wasn't old enough to
Yeah.
even understand.
I remember
So, yeah,
watching
that
the
was
chase
cool.
on TV.
Oh, my
Everybody
God.
was locked in. Like, you watched that shit for 5,
And I heard
6
he
hours.
was the man. Like OJ was the man.
He had
Well,
more.
OJ was kind of like what LeBron would be
is,
now.
yes.
Like he was at that time.
I got that
Black
vibe.
athletes, I don't think they were super accepted. OJ was like the first crossover.
Yes, they had everybody.
Yeah, like Jordan was a big deal,
Okay.
but OJ had commercials.
Woo!
The Hertz commercial running through the airport.
Yeah, like white people loved OJ.
OJ.
Naked Gun
They
series.
just do. Like
Yes.
even white people probably who don't like black people love OJ. Like he's that
What?
token
He's
nigga.
one of
Bruh,
those.
he forgot he was black alone. This nigga said, I ain't black, I'm OJ.
He's
Oh,
one of them.
who does that sound like?
Oh,
Bless
my
the Lord.
God.
Kanye.
Don't do my boyfriend now. We was doing good.
Kanye, my nigga, but that sound like something.
Yeah, that
he would
sounds
say.
some shit he'll say. I ain't
Y'all
black,
know
I'm
he-
Kanye.
Y'all know he's special. Leave him alone.
Well, we know he's on off meds or on meds,
Thank
whichever
you.
one.
Leave
But
alone.
OJ, we don't know OJ to be on anything or off anything. He's just
extra.
he's a wild nigga, man. So, do you did like the miniseries?
Yes, I did. And
What do you think? What conclusion did you come to off of it?
that maybe he did, maybe possibly.
Maybe he possibly did it.
But had really great lawyers.
So you grew up with your father, though.
Mm-hmm.
What did your father have to say as a man who played in the league?
What you mean? As far
Like,
as
what did he think about the OJ situation?
I don't know. I would have to ask him. I
Really?
didn't even watch it with him. I watched it
Okay.
with grandma. But
Okay.
But I have to ask him that just to see like his take on it. But
What your grandma had to say about it?
nothing. I think nobody really. I think people thought that he did it, but they were glad that he was free. If that made any sense.
Yeah, it was
OJ
the first time we was
Yes.
able to get some type of reverse justice.
OJ
Yeah.
played,
But it was the wrong
He
justice.
played
Yeah.
off of the whole Rodney King beating.
Oh, yeah.
His attorney was great.
Yes.
He caught it at the right time.
And Johnny Cochran, that's why I was
Johnny
tuned
Cochran
in like,
is-
oh my God,
he's
he
the
was
GOAT.
just cold. Him and, I have to give it up to the Kardashians' daddy. He was holding it down too.
He
but
was, and the other lead attorney they had that John Travolta played.
Yes.
I can't remember his name, but
Pest-
that team,
Pest something.
the team that they had was an all-star fucking lineup
It was.
with great thoughts. Everybody
Yes.
had different thoughts on how they should do it, and it worked
And
itself
it
out.
worked.
The biggest thing that worked for him too is the initial attorneys he had
Yes.
couldn't get their shit together. So that's how he ended up with Johnny
Johnny
Cochran.
Cochran, yeah.
Is the Jewish guys that he had
Yes.
just weren't like they couldn't get it together. So
Yep.
they ended up bringing more people in. Hey man, OJ, he ended up later on getting taken down on a lesser case for 8
Yep.
years. I
Yep.
think he served 8 years in prison.
That's crazy for getting his own shit back.
Now
Right.
yeah.
Karma.
Yeah.
Or is that karma?
It's
karma.
fucking dumb, is what it is. It's fucking
Or is
dumb.
it karma?
But now he's walking the street and he's doing his thing. OJ's
Yeah.
somewhere. He always got 2 white girls with him. I ain't mad at him. Do your thing,
Did y'all
brother.
see the shit that his
Still ain't learned nothing.
the
Nope.
guy who
Yeah.
died, Ron Goldman, his father came out and said, I'm sad that he recovered from COVID. I wish he would have died. I had to explain to my wife who this guy was. I was like,
Ron Goldman's father.
that's his father. That's the guy he
He's
supposedly killed.
father.
So
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
now I understand exactly why he feels that way.
That was deep.
Cause I'm sorry, like people like I forgave him. I don't know how the fuck you did it because I guess
And she was so pretty. Nicole was the bomb.
some people just
That's
can't
just
let
so
go.
sad.
If that's your thing.
That's so sad.
I don't think she was just so pretty.
I do. I think she was beautiful. I'm sad.
Hey, man. To somebody, she's a queen.
Yeah.
To OJ, she was a queen until she wasn't. Anyway.
All right.
Hey,
That's shade. Whatever. Anyway. So, yeah, OJ, he always seems to creep up every now and then and have something to say.
Yeah.
I think OJ actually, if he did do it or he didn't do it,
What?
if he did do it, I think he really believes he didn't.
Uh-huh.
And if he didn't do it and he knows who did it and he had him do it, I just think Maybe he's running from whoever he had do it.
You know
No,
who?
because he know that nigga.
Allegedly, this is my thought. If anybody could have did it that he knows,
Yes.
it would have been his partner,
Yeah.
Mr. Al Callen.
Yep. His
'Cause he
right
believe-
hand man. You
Now,
said
allegedly, I'm not saying he did it.
Oh, no,
I don't
yeah.
think he did it. But if he could have talked anybody into doing
it would
that
have
shit,
to be his dog. You right.
he
His
would have
right
did that
hand.
shit. Well, it's one of them things people step up and do shit you ain't asked him to do.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that's how he idolized him because he couldn't get his career off the ground, so that was his hero.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
man.
deep right there.
Shout out to OJ.
He
Yeah.
don't want to sit next
They
to
say
the killer.
OJ likes to party too, man. He's a big dog.
Do y'all think he has a drug of choice?
Yeah,
Cocaine,
white girls.
Perhaps.
Well, if he's
Crack,
hanging with them,
I'm gonna go with
he's
cocaine.
probably definitely dabbled in cocaine before in his life.
Cocaine and Molly.
Cocaine one hell of a drug.
I did see on TMZ that they said T.I. Was busted and jailed in Amsterdam over a bike incident. What happened? Tell us about it. I didn't read the whole
I
thing.
think didn't he was he on a motorbike or something and he accidentally hit like an officer's mirror and the officers just arrested him and went in. I
they
think he was on his
polite.
phone. They
put
were.
him- they ain't put him in handcuffs. He said they asked me to get in the back seat, so I got in the back
He
seat.
said, "I
He kept his
obliged."
phone on him and cash. He
Yeah.
tried to give them cash to bail out of jail. It's like, we're gonna take cash.
I know
Everybody
that's
tried
right.
that.
Okay.
I've tried. No.
See, yo, you been
Kinda
to jail
damn-
before?
Kind of damn
I'm
criminal.
gonna
am I
Wait a
sitting next
minute
to?
here.
I've been to jail twice.
What? What happened? Or you can't tell. Man never tells.
No, it was. They both were for the same thing.
Okay.
The second time I went, the first time I went, I was 22.
Okay.
And I was young, I was broke, and I had gotten a speeding ticket, and I didn't go to court.
Okay.
And I was like, "Fuck that ticket! I'm gonna keep riding around and getting it."
That warrant got issued.
COB riding dirty.
So I got pulled over one day, and they took me to jail for like 30 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
My
I
mom-
would have peed my pants.
My mom was
He didn't
like,
even make it to Gen Pop. He was still in the holding
I
cell.
was in a holding cell.
I can't even do that.
And their whole admin people, they're
Yes.
pretty quick. Like I was in and out in 30 minutes. My mom, she had to call the bail bondsman. She came over there to pay like $150 to the bail bondsman.
Okay.
And all I had to hear her on the whole way home was, "You see that shit? You see you making them rich? You see that?"
Not my baby.
That's all I kept hearing my mom say. "You see they driving a Benz? You making them rich? You see this?" And I was just like,
They
"Yeah, I
prey
gotta
on
stay
us.
out of trouble, man." But the second time, I was arrested 2016.
Whoa.
It was going into Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
I know it was a Friday
Damn.
night around 7:30.
That sucks.
LeBron was in town. They were playing the Hawks in the playoffs.
Okay.
And I was on my way home from the radio station. And I was texting and driving. And I was like, I'm going to pass my apartment, go to the store right quick, and I'm going to come back home and watch the game.
Right.
Texting and driving, ran into a back of a car.
Okay.
Fine. Police come. I'm like, it's a little fender bender. We'll get it fixed. And he runs my license and stuff about the car. And I was like,
What, nigga?
excuse
Right.
me?
Excuse
For
me,
what?
Mark.
And he hits me with the, "Oh, I'll let you know once you get out the car."
Oh, hell nah.
it
That's
was
when
a-
you run.
it was a-
That's when you run.
Hell no, you don't.
Gigi, my
Kind of mother-
ID and my license plate said my address.
I
and
don't
we
care.
were sitting
Run,
right
Forrest.
next to my address.
Run.
To where, my nigga?
Mexico, duh. Shit.
Nigga,
nigga.
Over
if
a
you-
fucking speeding
If you
ticket.
go to Mexico
I ain't going to jail.
and end up with a higher ticket
Bruh.
than your initial one.
I ain't going to jail, baby.
But yeah,
So what you in here for? I ain't want to pay a speeding ticket. Rape his ass now.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a horrible night. I spent about 8 hours because the admin are slow as hell in Atlanta,
oh,
Georgia.
shoot.
It wasn't even like it was
Okay.
jail, but you don't. It was everybody was in the same room. It was even women. Like they put women in like a little section away from the guys.
Okay.
But in the same room. It was
Okay.
it was interesting. And then they were giving out like AIDS tests. I was like, nigga, I'm not getting stuck with a needle in jail. I'm sorry.
I know that's right.
There's a lot of places to get an AIDS test, and this ain't it.
I know
sorry
that's
to tell
right.
you
Say that.
Damn.
Hey man, before we get out of here, man, we gotta cover Nick Cannon.
Oh, Lord.
that's Gigi's friend, man.
You know I love Nikki.
She'll give up for whatever Nick Cannon has to say.
I like Nick.
I like Nick too, but
I like the way he thinks.
You do?
you
Because
do.
Nick's latest words were, he does not subscribe to the Eurocentric idea of only creating a family with one woman.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is this a new subscription in his mind? Because he was married. So at some point, he subscribed to it. At some point, did he go talk to Dr. Sebi and change his fucking mind? Or what's the other guy that talks all the time?
Life experience can just change you. It could just change
would you sign up for that?
It could just change you, man. Me personally, no. I haven't been that broken or been through certain
So
things.
they gotta be broken.
They gotta be broken.
They don't have to be.
Oh, shit.
I didn't say they have to be. From my personal experience, I just feel like maybe he's not thinking that way because, he's been through some things. Mariah probably broke his heart. He had that woman name tatted on his back, y'all. And they not together no more. So y'all gonna figure it out and digest and digress. But I honestly feel that, I don't know.
But I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about from the women's
thoughts.
point of view. They signing up for this shit.
I mean, yeah, and it's a different day and age. Like I was just telling y'all earlier when the cameras was rolling, like it's a new day and age for men and women. They have new ideologies. People are just doing their own thing. And it's honestly people that subscribe and think it's cool and actually enjoy it. I know you thinking, are they lowering their standards? They're not accepting. They don't like it. They are really accepting it and they're really liking it. I think people on Facebook right now, like
I think that they
glorifying a polyamorous relationship.
I think sometimes, I don't think that they're in a relationship. And the way he spoke about it, he said he's not in a relationship with
He don't own them and shit.
I think that they wanted kids. I think sometimes with women, because all of them in their own right are successful.
Yes.
Like I know the one of them more than the rest of them. Because Abby. Her name is Abby De La Rosa, I think. Mm-hmm. I've been following her for a while. She does radio in
she's
LA.
turned.
And she had a weekend gig, a shift on the weekend at nighttime, I think. So she's doing her thing, and I think I can't get into her head of what she really thinks or what she really wants. I just think sometimes women may not want to be married, but they do want children, and I think Nick Cannon's a great candidate for somebody who does not want to be married and just wants children. He's financially able to take care of them. Even aside from money, he's a pretty creative guy.
Yes.
So it's not like he's some idiot you're raising kids
exactly
like raise a child with. And then I think because he's rich, people listen to whatever bullshit you got going on.
Pretty much.
It's just like you can just start telling people.
If you got that mouthpiece, player, you got that mouthpiece, player. Hey.
I look at what my wife had to deal with when I was away dealing with the babies, and then I look in my job. I see a lot of people come through with just them by themselves with their kid. That's a lot. Just dealing with a kid by yourself, and you talking about some of them got 2 kids. So basically, he's turning them to single mothers. They're all essentially single mothers because there's nobody in the house. You can get a paycheck, okay, cool, but you still got to deal with these kids on a daily fucking basis. All their wants and needs you have to be there for. He can't be there for 6 or 7 kids in 6 or 7 different households all in one shot. It's fucking impossible.
Not in one shot, but he definitely can divvy out the time. Y'all know how I feel about that.
You can't do it. It's impossible.
Check episode 8 for that one. Y'all know how I feel about that.
We're not going to go back to how Nick Cannon is or is not able to be there for all his children.
Please.
We know how Gigi feels.
Okay.
That he can give adequate time to all 8.
You can't.
And bring them all to the cabin and spend the holidays with them for 2 weeks. He can do whatever he wants. Continue.
Be there for all 8 kids and be a parent.
He can do it.
That's still to be continued and to be determined on Nick Cannon's part.
But I agree. And then women, like, having children is a lot on our bodies. It takes a toll on a woman. So if a man wants 13, 14 kids, no offense, our grandparents and grandmothers could do it back in the day, but things have changed. As you can tell, what we eat is different now. It's just a lot. So it takes a toll. I mean, I'm not saying we're not, but for some women, it is an issue. And I do feel like that might be another way to go around it.
Who likes to share? That's the thing I don't get.
That's the generation we live in. We sharing our lives. You think a bitch ain't gonna share her man? We share every break. I'm taking a boo-boo right here.
But here it goes. Who wants to? Accepting something and wanting and liking is 2 different things. I accept to pay at my job. Don't mean I like it.
Brother.
There's 2 different things.
That's what they want now. I hate newsflash. I hate to tell everybody today.
Oh, women want.
That's what these women want now.
So women now want to share.
They want to share now.
That ain't the shit
They
I
making
see.
it hard for me. They making it hard for women like me.
What you say?
Y'all.
That's the title of this show. Women now want to share. And that's our time for the day, y'all. Gigi, let them know where they can find you with
Make
more
sure y'all-
wild things to say.
No, more real things to say. You hear
Wild,
about
real
wild shit.
I love that. Real wild shit with your girl Gigi De Niro.
That's
the podcast she gonna sign up and leave us for. That's her new shit on Revolt.
That's my segment on here. That's my segment.
That's her Instagram segment. Oh, that might be her segment on here. Real wild things that Gigi wants to say.
Thanks.
Tell them your Instagram.
So it's JIGI_DNIRO, baby. I won't buy it.
It's right there at the bottom of the screen. You can follow me at JULIOATL_, the shortest fucking IG name on the show. Right there.
And you can catch me at the.co.show. Again, that's at the.co.show. And the show Instagram will to be continued next week. We will let you know what the show Instagram is. We out.